Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Tuesday, the 6th of September 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the Reserve Bank of Australia today lifted the official cash rate by another 50 basis points to 2.35%, the highest level since late 2014. The Central Bank Board commented that inflation is the highest it's been since the early 1990s, and it's set to rise further, with strong demand and a tight labour market playing a role. The Reserve Bank is keen for medium-term inflation expectations to remain well anchored. The Reserve Bank reiterated that it expects inflation to rise to 7.75% by the end of the year, before falling in 2023 and 2024. While the increase wasn't unexpected, the commentary was a little more interesting, and some market economists said the bank was indicating that the period of rapid-fire hikes might be coming to an end as the cash rate reaches a more neutral level. That would be good news. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 closed down 0.4% today to 6,827 points. It had been trading reasonably flat, but then sold off in the final 90 minutes after the Reserve Bank's 2:30 p.m. announcement. By the end of the session, the utilities and materials sectors were the worst performers, while tech companies did best. Plenty of companies are going ex-dividend at the moment. That depresses their share price on the day because buyers of shares in a company won't receive that dividend. Something to be wary of at this time of year. Yesterday, the banks were lower, the big miners were mixed, as were the energy companies. Wesfarmers fell 1%, Woolworths was lower and Coles was flat. Among the large caps, insurer QBE was the best performer, up nearly 2%, while WiseTech Global, Ramsay Health Care and ResMed all did well. The top performer today was uranium miner Paladin Energy. It jumped more than 7%. Worst was Super Retail Group, which fell more than 6% after going ex-dividend. Story number 3, Australia recorded its 13th consecutive current account surplus during the month of June. The surplus jumped to $16.3 billion in June, mostly thanks to soaring coal prices, according to the Bureau of Statistics. The value of the country's exports rose nearly 15%, while imports were up less than 5%. The strong trade numbers, which reflected a massive 40% rise in coal exports, should add about 1 percentage point to the official economic growth figures due out tomorrow. Annual exports of coal's last financial year rose above $100 billion for the first time. This reflects much higher prices as a result of the war in Ukraine. Another notable in the figures was a strong pickup in tourism, both inbound and exbound. Story number 4, the share prices of lithium companies went on a run today. Again, Core Lithium was up 9%, taking its increase over the past year to nearly 300%, easily the best of the top 200. Other lithium plays to jump today included Pilbara Minerals, Lake Resources, Liontown Resources and Alchem. Why is it happening? Well, lithium goes into batteries, and that's part of green energy, from electric vehicles to smartphones. Lithium prices peaked in March, and then there was plenty of publicity about an oversupply of lithium. In more recent weeks, several businesses have forecast ongoing strong demand for the metal, and prices are heading back towards those March levels. Hence, share prices are rising again. And finally, story number 5, Liz Truss is the new Prime Minister of Britain, beating her opponent, former Chancellor Rishi Sunak, by a 57 to 43% margin. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and opposition leader Peter Dutton welcomed the incoming Prime Minister to the job. Mr Albanese is due to speak to Ms Truss in the next 24 hours. She's the third woman to hold the office, and given that in her younger days she was an anti-monarchist, her relationship with the Queen should be interesting. She was also an anti-Brexiter, though now she says she's a supporter. It appears that the first order of business is to finalise a 2-year energy relief package expected to cost around £100 billion. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 6th of September 2022. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning for the Wednesday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.